Alright guys, we are going to go ahead and start by making a pennant banner. I found this template online. All you have to do is type in the word pennant banner in the search engine, or you can just draw it free-handed. I am going to go ahead and use a ruler. I don't draw very straight lines, so I can use all the help I can get in that department. The measurements of that pennant banner are 7.5 inches down and 5 inches across, and we're just going to trace this onto our burlap that measures 5 inches across, and then we're just going to do that for 6 of them. Once that's done, we just need to draw a heart in the center of 2 of the pennants. And I have this galvanized looking heart I saved off of a Dollar Tree sign, but you can use any heart. If you got a wood one that'll fit in there, by all means use that. But I do use a piece of paper underneath the burlap just in case it bleeds through. But next, we're going to lay out all the pennants so we can prep for painting. I will be using the Folk Art chalk paint in Vintage Victorian for the hearts, and then Waverly chalk paint in crimson for the letters. But feel free to use any color that you desire. Also, I do end up putting roughly 2 to 3 coats of paint on the heart pennants. Okay, now it's time to start on the letters. I'm just going to be using some stencils. You can find these at any craft store. Again, we'll be using the crimson Waverly chalk paint. And I'll just be using a little foam dabber type paintbrush. And I'm just going to dab that crimson red paint on top of the letters. You don't want to put too much paint on at one time, and that's just because you don't want to get any bleed through. Next, I'm just going to take some canvas type of fabric, and I'm just going to iron that out. I got this fabric at the Dollar Tree. All right, these are all dry. All right, I did go ahead and trim a little off the top, about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, just to make sure they were all even. And now we're going to lay out our pennants on top of our fabric. And now I am going to go ahead and glue these to this backing, this fabric material. And we're just going to use some fabric glue and just go along the outer edges. And also just make sure you put something underneath the pennants. I would imagine that that glue would seep through. And then when you place those on the fabric, you're just going to want to tap those edges down really well. And I'm just using a silicone spatula. All right, we're just going to let that dry. This does say it takes 4 to 6 hours for it to completely dry, and that it's washable after 48 hours, but I don't plan on washing this. But anyway, that is the Fabric Fuse Quick Bond Fabric Adhesive, and I did get this from Walmart. All right, so the fabric glue has had a chance to dry, so the next step is going to be to cut this out. All right, so we've got those all cut out, and I like it because they're nice and sturdy. And I believe it's just really going to keep it from fraying like we all know burlap does. But I think it turned out really nice. All right, next we got to make something to hang these pennants on. I'm just going to use this jute cord that I had gotten from Walmart. Big old roll. This thing has lasted me, gosh, quite a while, so it's definitely worth the money. I have a 58-inch space that I'm going to be hanging this off of with a couple of other little banners. So I'm going to add extra because at the end we've got to make a tie. So I'm going to start first by just making a loop. That way I can measure it before I cut it. All right, just like so. All right, we're going to add about 7 inches. So we'll go about to 65, which that ends. And snip that off. And then go ahead and knot up this end. Now we got to attach these. And I'm going to start 2 inches from the knot on the ends. Okay, and they're roughly about 4 inches apart, roughly. And you're going to want to go ahead and get your glue gun heated up. And if you wanted to mess with it, you could always fold it over. I'm not going to do that because I took too much off my top and wasn't planning on doing that. All right, so we're just going to hot glue just a little strip right along the top. Place this rope on it and press it down. And do the same thing all the way across. And we'll just let that completely dry down. All right, and it's all finished. I think that is so pretty. What do you guys think? Okay, this project we're going to need some twine, paintbrush. I'm going to be using the Walnut gel stain. We're also going to need some of these wood ball knobs. They are the 1.5 inch. We'll need 2 of those. We're going to need some 2x2s, which actually measure 1.5 inch squared, but they are 2x2s. And I've got these cut. The smaller one's at 7 inches and the larger one is at 8 inches. And I'm going to sand these down. All right, once we get those sanded down, all the dust wiped away, I'm going to take some gel stain. It's by Americana in the color Walnut. I'm just going to wet my towel down a little bit that I'm going to be wiping off that stain with, because I don't have any baby wipes. So just kind of dampen that towel. Okay, we're just going to apply that like we would a stain. All right, and then we're going to leave those to dry. We've got these. I'm going to take this Territorial Beige from Barrell. I'm going to add some water to it. Mix that up. And I'm going to paint, well, put it on the large beads and then wipe it off. You got to be pretty quick to wipe this paint off because it's going to dry really quick. All right, we're going to set those aside and let them dry. And I've got some hearts, some wood hearts here. I believe I'm going to go ahead and take one of these. And then I have got Folk Art chalk paint in the color Vintage Victorian. All right, I'm just going to paint both of these hearts since I have no idea which one I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get on the edges of it. All right, now that that's all dried, we're going to assemble it. I'm going to start, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on this smaller one, set it up, and push it together so we can make sure they're nice and even. Then we're going to put the little balls on the top. Okay, then we're going to take some twine. Just going to put a little bit of glue, just a little bit, just enough to hold this string in place. And I'm just going to wrap it around. Until I get it the way I like it, just kind of like so. Bit more hot glue in the back. Trim off. And then figure out which heart I want to use. Let me know in the comments down below, which one would you have used, the smaller heart or the larger heart? And I do believe I'm going to go ahead and use the smaller one. We're just going to hot glue that right in the center. And then just hold that in place until it dries. And there we have it. The cutest Valentine. I love birds. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. What do you guys think about that one? And it is all finished. Except for one thing. I put it on backwards.